very good to get Jim Lauderdale back to Australia. You've seen a bit of the country over the years.
That's right. This is my 10th time
Mm-hmm.
back. So I'm so glad.
You've clocked up a massive amount of work now, over 30 albums.
I'm on kind of a country roll right now. This latest record, Game Changer, I had been working on that for a couple of years. And then when the pandemic came, I said it, well, we couldn't get in the studio for a while. But then also I thought that it wasn't timing wise a good time to put out a country record. And so I wrote another record called Hope that's more of a rock record in some ways. And it's more of an uplifting record because I thought, hey, that's what the world needs if anybody's going to listen to my stuff or just to put those things out there is that kind of stuff. And then when things started kind of getting back to normal, I finished Game Changer. It's also sometimes with my records, I will think it's finished and then either scrap it and start all over again or add some songs.
Yeah. Well, where does the song Lost Resort fit into that timeline then? Because that's sort of the newest of the release.
Oh, well, that's a good question. The Last Resort is I'm planning to do a bunch more recording with a group called the P.O. Ramblin' Boys, and they are a great traditional bluegrass band.
Yeah, Game Changer's got some great lines on it. I loved. I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. Great line.
Well, thank you. Now I want to give credit where credit's due on that song. When I was here about 4 years ago, I got together with this singer-songwriter, great country singer named Adam Harvey. And we wrote a couple of songs, and I'd met Adam my first time here 21 years ago and thought he was fantastic. And so finally we wrote, and we wrote a couple of songs finished them within a couple of hours. And then I thought, well, that's pretty good. I guess we're maybe done for the day. And he had to drive and commute. But he said, I've got this title I've been sitting on for about 25 years. And I said, what is it? And he said, I've got a wishbone where my backbone ought to be. And I felt the hairs on my arm go up and on the back of my neck. And I just thought, oh, wow, that's just great. That's songwriter's gold right there. So luckily he let me write it with him.
What about working with Elvis Costello? I mean, that's, were the two of you together and writing that time?
We were in Austin, Texas one day and getting ready to get on our respective buses. And I was out doing my Tai Chi next to this lake near the hotel. And this Louvin Brothers inspired melody came to me and title. And so as Elvis was about to get on the bus, I said, hey, this idea came to me. Would you be interested in writing it with me? I said, send it over, send it, to my bus. And so I recorded it and emailed it to him. And we got to Dallas, which was about 3.5 hours away, and unloaded and got in there, and he said, okay, it's done. And and he said, here, I'll show it to you. So he played it and he said, let's do it tonight. And so we did it. And then he recorded it for this next record we all did. And also during that time, I sent him a track. I was mentioning earlier the unfinished record with James Burton and Al Perkins and Ronnie Tutt. And I just had no idea about where this song could go. I had the melody and all the instruments recorded. So I sent it to him, and we were on our way to Oklahoma to play Kane's Ballroom, which is this music venue, which is still there, but it's a place that Bob Wills and the Western Playboys used to play. And then through the years, a lot of rock bands and everything have played. And so I sent him this track, and by the time we got to Tulsa, he said also, it's like, okay, it's done. And so he showed it to us. We did it that night, and then he recorded it again. And so I want to write more with him.
He's performed a couple of those songs in Australia. Poor Borrowed Dress was in his...
He did. Oh, great.
Yeah, 2009. He performed in Brisbane. I Lost You, he did twice in 2013 in Sydney and here in Melbourne, just out in the Yarra Valley. So you've...
that's great.
So even when you haven't been here, you've been here via Elvis.
Well, that means a lot to hear that.
Well, it's good to get you down to Australia again. I can't believe how much work you've so far had and still have to come. I mean, I guess, Sky Crunch, your own record label, it gives you an opportunity to release what you want in your own time.
Usually record labels, the ideal thing, I think, for them with all they've got going on and various releases of different artists, it works better for them in the system that they have to go, okay, this will be, do this record and let's give it some time. And so this way I can do multiple releases. 1 year, a while back, I put out 4 records within a year's period. And I just did it on my own, but I didn't have kind of the infrastructure in place for much to come out of them, which in a way was a shame. I had 2 albums of things I wrote with Robert Hunter, a country album and a bluegrass album. And so now, though, I have more things in place so I can do, and I'll release. So Game Changer came out on Sky Crunch, and the Game Changers band will come out on Sky Crunch, and the bluegrass stuff and just whatever kind of might feel right.
I can't wait to hear more new music. Good to talk to you, Jim.
Well, thanks. You too. Thank you.